And I'll be honest with you guys, I wasn't really too sad about Isaiah Bond leaving. I wasn't too sad about Amari Niblack leaving, but this one hurts a little bit. And here's my question. I'm going to propose this to my Alabama fans and college football fans out there too. You let me know your thoughts on this down below. Is it time for Alabama to push the panic button? Are we there quite just yet? Here we are again. Here we are again. You know what? Let's not start this video in a bad way. Hope all of you're staying warm out there, and I know a lot of people in Tennessee and northern Alabama, you're snowed in. A lot of places in the southeast that normally get a little bit of snow, yesterday, they got a lot of bit of snow, and it's full out panic mode. And what makes all this even worse is the next 2, 3, 4, 5 days in some areas, it's going to be some of the coldest temperatures you've ever experienced. It's cold everywhere almost, so I hope each and every single one of you out there, you're staying warm. And I believe late last night, I had a couple people tweet at me that as far south as Birmingham, Alabama, they got some ice. That's crazy. And if you live anywhere in the South and you got an update on your snow situation, especially Nashville, I love seeing those pictures because they got like 8 to 10 inches. Send me the pictures on Twitter if you want, and we'll talk about it or feature it in a video. But that is besides the point. We got to lock in, we got to get down to business, and we got to talk about some college football. Unfortunately, yet again today, I come to you to break you some terrible Alabama football news. Alabama just lost another key player, and he was going to be a starter next year, and it's no other than defensive back Trey Amos. And to tell you the truth, I can't believe this one, guys. I can't. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever because he was going to be a starter next year. And let me throw this in there because I know people are going to say, well, Matt, how do you not understand it? How does it not make any sense? He signed to play for Nick Saban. I get that. I've said that 1,000 times already. What I'm saying doesn't make sense is he is guaranteed a starting spot next year at one of the best teams in the country at Alabama. So therefore, that's why I'm caught a little off guard by this. And this might have something to do with it. Late last night, Alabama had a team meeting, and maybe that's why he decided to enter the portal. Team meeting probably didn't go that good, or you just never know what could have went on behind the scenes there. Maybe he heard something about the new defensive coordinator he didn't like and was like, yep, I'm not staying here anymore. Because that's what it comes down to. If a starter's leaving, it's not for playing time. It's so he can go play for a new head coach or new defensive coordinator. Immediate reaction for me is I assume Georgia's going to be on his radar. And Trey Amos was one of the main reasons I was fairly confident in our defense heading into next year, even with losing Kool-Aid and Terrion Arnold. Because remember this year when Amos came into the game, it wasn't too big of a drop-off. I was like, oh, yeah, this dude, he's going to dominate next year. And, yeah, guess that's not happening anymore. He'll be leaving, and I assume his top schools are either going to be A, Georgia, B, Florida State. Dude, by the way, what's up with Florida State taking like 7 or 8 Alabama players in the last month? What's going on there? It's almost like the Florida State Crimson Tide at this point. It's insane. I don't know what Mike Norvell's cooking up over there. I don't know if he's dropping off the duffel to these guys' houses. But he's getting all these Bama guys. And the way it's looking right now, Florida State is looking like the real deal heading into next season. As long as DJ Ugbadugi plays halfway decent, they're going to be in the playoff hunt. Got to give some credit there. Mike Norvell is doing a heck of a job in the transfer portal and recruiting in general. And I'll be honest with you guys, I wasn't really too sad about Isaiah Bond leaving. I wasn't too sad about Amari Niblack leaving, but this one hurts a little bit. I was looking forward to him next year. I thought it was going to be a big part of the defense, and defensive backs aren't exactly easy to replace. Wide receivers and tight ends, fairly easy, for Alabama at least. They're a dime a dozen. Alabama's got so many talented wide receivers and tight ends, it's like, all right, somebody goes down, just plug in the next one. But with a DB, not so much. And here's my question. I'm going to propose this to my Alabama fans and college football fans out there too. You let me know your thoughts on this down below. Is it time for Alabama to push the panic button? Are we there quite just yet? We've already lost 3 starters, and it's only been a few days. I have to assume more's to come, right? And to go on top of that, we haven't gained anybody in the transfer portal either. We haven't even talked about all the high school recruits that are decommitting left and right. And with Amos leaving, it has everybody asking the million-dollar question. It's been the question everybody's been asking the past week. What's going on with Caleb Downs? I haven't heard anything today, but I'm sure we'll hear something relatively soon. I like this comment though. Take a look at this. I've gained a lot of respect for Caleb Downs. He isn't jumping at first temptation. He is weighing all his options. No matter where he ends up, somewhere out there people are watching and his future draft stock just went up. You want to know the guy you draft isn't going to torpedo himself, and I agree. We'll go with one more comment here. This is from Megan. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to the female viewers. Saban said the 2 players it was hardest to tell about his retirement were Moore and Downs, due to how much he worked with them this past season. I know Coach Saban mentioned he'd still be involved with the university and have an office there, so I think there's a small chance Downs would stay if he could continue to be mentored by him in some form. I'll hate it for him if we lose him, but I hope he's successful either way. That is a great point for Megan, and I low-key forgot about that. Nick Saban will still be around the football team associated with him. I'm sure if Caleb Downs ever wanted to talk to him or had questions, he's more than free to talk to Saban whenever he wants. That is a really interesting take, and we'll go with one more comment here, one more. This is from Shiesty Demon 9616. What a username. Shiesty Demon. I hope everybody who wants to leave just leaves so we can see what we have and who's committed. And that's what I'm talking about. I agree. I wish we already knew who was leaving so we can get past that point and go, okay, here's who's gone and here's what we need to replace. Unfortunately, that's not reality, and that's not how all this goes down, though. Here's how we end off the video, and here's how I view everything. You're either going to win with us or watch us win. Your choice. I know everybody's praying on Alabama's downfall. They've been praying on our downfall since 2010. They've been waiting for the day Saban was going to retire because they knew that was going to be the start to the downfall. But I'm telling you, man, if you expect Alabama to quote-unquote fall off, you got to be slightly delusional. It's just not going to happen because here's the difference. Nick Saban has left this program in the best shape possible. Alabama will continue to thrive, continue to succeed. Granted, let me throw this in there. Am I saying they're going to thrive and succeed like they were when Saban was there? No, I'm not. But what I am saying is they're not going to start going 7-5, 8-4. No, that ain't happening. You got to remember, Alabama didn't hire some chump of a head coach. This guy took Washington, with all due respect, to the playoffs. And now, greatest timing ever, we don't even have to be nearly perfect to get into the playoffs. We got a 12-team playoff. We can lose 3 games, maybe 4, and get in. And the reason I say 4 games is because, come on now, we know the playoffs are going to try any way possible to sneak Alabama in there. Alabama's the only team that can lose 4 games and still get considered for a 12-team playoff. Watch, it's going to happen. And before we end out this video, I just had somebody send this to me on Twitter. So this is Alabama's current DB room. This is interesting. Let's take a look at it. Of course, we got Caleb Downs, Micah Moore, we got Devontae Smith. No, Alabama fans and college football fans, not the Heisman winning trophy wide receiver, Devontae Smith. This is a different guy. Every time this dude's name gets brought up, he was like, what? Wait a minute, is this a troll? No. This is a defensive back for Alabama. He is a real person. He is not the player for the Philadelphia Eagles. And by the way, Eagles got smacked last night. Baker Mayfield gave them a butt whooping. Also, we got Tony Mitchell. Here's our incoming freshmen according to this post right here. We got 5-star Jalen McBobway, 4-star Xavier Brown, 4-star Xavier Mincy, who we've covered briefly. He's pretty good. I've seen some of his film. 4-star Peyton Woodyard. He's all right. 4-star Wadarius Morgan and 3-star Draker Patrick Jr. That name should ring a bell because his dad played at Alabama. Wishing all these players the best of luck, and I can't wait to see them in the Alabama uniform. And like I said, you're either going to win with us or you're going to watch us win. It's as plain and as simple as that. And I'll leave y'all with this. The grass isn't always greener on the other side for Alabama transfers. Remember the last time an Alabama wide receiver and tight end left to go elsewhere in the same year? Jahlil Billingsley and Ajayi Hall? What happened to those guys? Nobody knows. I'm not wishing the worst for these guys. I'm just saying. It'd be interesting to see how their careers pan out once they leave Alabama. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I'll catch you guys later tonight or probably within the next hour or so. Let me know your thoughts down below. But,